Thank you so much. Please.
Happy birthday.
Sit down.
93.
No, don't say 93 again. For
hell yeah, I'm
God's
going to say
sakes,
93.
lady.
That's incredible.
Well, yes,
not everybody makes it to 93.
I know. They keep dropping around me.
No, I'm saying it's a blessing. I've had friends die like very young.
It's
like,
not
that's such
a blessing.
93
is a curse.
First of all, you don't seem 93.
I'm not 93. I'm 54.
Okay. You don't seem 93.
But celebrating a birthday is kind of redundant. Like,
No.
no?
No, I want to be celebrated a full week, not even a day. I want a full week of I'm so glad you made it here on Earth. I'm just saying, you want to be celebrated like every year to celebrate life, that what has happened.
Whatever.
And it's kind of a start over, too. You get to be like, what am I going to manifest this year?
Yeah, but you don't understand. 93 is old.
It doesn't seem old, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's appearances. Deep inside, rotten.
It's a hard time inside.
Terrible.
No, it's also amazing,
A
too.
volcano going on inside.
No, but it's like 93 years. That's incredible to see, like, all the things that have happened, too. That's
I know.
Yeah. Good and bad, I guess.
No.
Yeah.
Everything, are things that happen, are they bad?
Yes.
Or are they things that happen?
They can be both, apparently.
No.
Yeah. Then you've had a very blessed life.
I have.
Yes. No, I want to talk about something. In the documentary, you say that, we all wear masks in it. And I feel like I think a lot of us relate to that, like when you're at work or even around.
In the documentary, I do say we all wear masks.
Yeah.
I wrote, Rob Chernow and I wrote a song called Masks and how we all wear masks. Like, I'm wearing a mask now, cheery and greedy, but I've been at work like you have for hours now. I'm tired.
Oh, yeah. Not enough coffee.
So the mask is like masking the tired.
Yeah.
The mask of tired is how are you? God, I'm so glad to be on your show for an hour and a half.
I'm going to have the greatest time. It's like, well, wait, in honor of Bill's 93rd birthday, and yes, I'm going to say 93, that's freaking incredible. We wanted to celebrate those different dimensions of who he is: actor, philosopher, risk taker, voice, and animal lover. So let's start with Bill Shatner, the actor.
Okay.
Okay, this is this mask.
Yep.
So
Exactly.
Yeah. I know many different hats as well.
Right.
So first time you acted, like, I heard that your audition, like, you left people in tears.
I was in a summer camp. So people say, well, when did you become an actor? I became an actor about 6 years of age. And I was on stage, and I had a speech, of course, that they wrote for me, and I said it, and it was very moving to the audience about Nazis, and then the curtain came down. When the curtain came up, people were crying. I'm like, God, look at that, I'm crying. Whoa, I made them cry.
Yeah.
Power.
I must have more.
I must have more. It's exactly what happened.
Exactly.
Following month, I was at another play. They didn't cry. Why didn't they cry?
I was moving, damn it. You should have been brought to tears. Yeah. Well, Captain Kirk launched you, but I hear that you weren't initially Captain Kirk. You weren't the original. Oh,
NBC made a pilot called Star Trek, and they had another actor, Jeffrey Hunter, and so a pilot is like an example of the hour. So they made an hour film called Star Trek, and they presented it to the network, and the network said, no, it's not good enough, but we like the idea, recast everybody. So I was in New York just finishing up a play, and they called me, and they said, we've got this thing, would you like to be on it? So I flew to L.A., and I watched the pilot. I thought, my God, that's really cool. Yeah, I'd like to be in it, but a little more humor, a little more, and they did it, and we did another pilot, unheard of. Then, up until now, I've never heard of them making 2 pilots.
Yeah.
Because they liked the idea but didn't like the execution of it. So on my pilot, they liked the execution.
Yeah. Apparently.
Apparently.
Yeah.
And so they said okay, and Star Trek was born.
Oh my God! So it's a great story for you, but poor other guy.
The other guy.
The other guy.
The other guy is no longer celebrating his birthday because he's dead.
Oh my God! That is, well, I'm
Jeffrey
pretty
Hunter
sure he
is
died.
no longer among us.
I also think he probably died a little bit the time he found out that you got the role and ended up being like the biggest television show ever.
Can you imagine Jeffrey Hunter in his grave now saying, I could have been there.
No, that's what I'm saying. It was a good moment for you, but for everyone's good moment, it's, a few people's bad ones. That was a look at his new documentary, William Shatner. You can call me Bill. You're so funny. funny. So why did you title the doc, You Can Call Me Bill?
Why did we call it Bill? I don't know why we called me Bill, but Mr. Shatner is also in the front. Mr. Shatner, you do that to your seniors, except I'm 93. I'm everybody's senior.
You don't seem it. I can't get past how crazy that is. Like
you got to get past it,
You
honey, and
walked
ask
out
me another
dancing.
question.
I know, but you walked out dancing. Well, today is also, I'm going to remind you again, Bill's 93rd birthday, and in honor of the event, we are celebrating different parts of who he is. So now let's talk about Bill Shatner, the philosopher.
I am not a philosopher.
We get to say who you are. You don't have a choice.
Oh, that's
so you you talk about the afterlife, and I have a 7 and 9-year-old. We were talking about. I have kids in the break, and their age, and right now they're asking me all these questions about death, and they're very much into like, wait, what do you mean? Yes, and it's
so
a very.
Do you answer there is an afterlife?
It's a difficult. Well, I answer I don't know. I haven't died yet, so like I'm not. That'd be a lie if I told you I knew.
Houdini said he'd come back after he died to his wife, and he said, "When I come back, I'll whisper in your ear. I'll say the word believe." So she spent the rest of her life waiting to hear believe, and she died, and she never heard believe.
That's the saddest story
Isn't
ever.
that the saddest story?
Yeah.
Right. So
why does everybody always want to come back? I just want to. What do you think happens?
well, I'm approaching it. I'll tell you when I get there. I'll say the word believe. Just listen.
I'll wait. I'm waiting for. I'm going to die a sad life, not hearing it.
Easy. Was that believe? No, that was what's your order?
Well, let's move on. Let's talk about Bill Shatner, the risk taker. So you've done a lot of insane things, and you've done a lot of things like around your age now. You swam with sharks after your 90th birthday.
So there's a shark, man, a leopard shark, 18 feet long, and people swim out and push him aside because the cameraman was going to be eaten, and I'm there sitting on a rock saying, well, how did I get here? Not only that.
And tiger sharks, right? You were
tiger sharks.
Yeah.
Lemon. No, not lemon. Tiger.
Tiger, yeah.
You can have some lemon with your tiger, but don't get your.
I would not do that.
You would not do that. You
No.
shouldn't do that because they eat people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is why.
Right.
What convinced you at 90 to be like, I mean, I made it this far. What were you thinking? I'm just curious.
I wonder what it's like to be eaten by a shark.
Oh. Nope.
No, don't go there.
Nope.
So, risk-taking, as an actor, you do some of your own stunts. Many of those stunts, they say, I do my own stunts. The insurance company isn't going to insure you.
Yeah.
So you can't make the movie. So everybody who says, I do my own stunts,
Yeah.
But
Call
I do
them
my
out.
own stunts, right?
I'm different. What was like your worst injury on set?
The potential injury. I'm standing on top of a diesel engine of a train going. I watched the stuntman do it, and the stuntman was standing up, leaning forward because there's 40 miles of air coming at you, and you're an airfoil. So you're standing like that, and your feet are lifting off, and you're going around a curve. It's like death. You can't cable off because it's a diesel engine, and there's nothing to cable off to. It's all modern. So I said to the director, how are you going to do that with the stuntman? Well, I don't know. I said, well, if I got up there and go 10 miles an hour, he said, look, try it at 10 miles an hour. So I get up and I do it, and it's 10 miles an hour, and I stop, and I said, how did that look? He says, it looks like you're going 10 miles an hour. So I said, well, let's go to 40. So they went to 40 miles an hour.
10 to 40?
I'm floating. I'm about to take off, but I know the landing isn't going to be good. And then there's two helicopters. The helicopter I got to grab, and a camera helicopter behind it. So you can imagine blades and trains and wheels, and it was idiotic.
Yeah. There's some things I think of when I'm in my 20s that I did that I'm like, what a dumb move.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. And at the age of 93 to say what a dumb move.
Well, it's not though. At 90, you were like, oh, tiger sharks, let's swim. Like, so you're still that guy. Like, just.
Well, it's hard to get rid of when your life is filled with expectation. Like, I'm being on your show. Having a whole show to talk. That's like leaping off a bridge. You don't know how it's going to go.
Yeah.
What happens
That's the fun part. Yeah, okay, I get that.
On the way down.
Yeah.
When you land in the water, it's not the same thing.
The dream is better than the reality.
Exactly. Because suddenly the reality is when you hit water from 100 feet up, it's like hitting cement.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a good idea.
No, I won't do it.
You shouldn't.
I'm glad that you did it, so I don't
Right.
have to, and we have the experience
Exactly.
via you.
I can relate it to. I could take that mask off. Right?
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to wear that mask. So we're going to talk about Bill Shatner, the animal lover.
Yes.
So you once met Coco the gorilla, right? Oh,
Yes.
there's on a horse. I love horses. So what was that experience like? Were you terrified? I would be terrified.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
There's this lowland gorilla, and she's sitting in a chair in a cage that's made to look like her room. And I'm going into the room. I enter the room, and I see this. And the animal turns around and goes with black eyes and stares at me.
And then I would pass out.
Okay.
Yeah.
I grabbed a hold of the door. I leaned back.
Yeah.
Thought, this looks like I'm afraid, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm an actor.
Because you're sane, but
Okay,
yeah.
so look at that thing. I better get a hold of this moment. So I said, I love you. And my body moved forward. So I said, I love you. And then I moved forward. I love you. I love you, Coco. Hello, Coco. I love you, Coco.
And
Hi,
she didn't
Coco.
attack you.
No, what she did was she reached out her hand. And I said, I love you, Coco. And she grabbed me by the
She'd been waiting.
She'd been waiting for
someone
some
to
human
love
contact.
her. To say, I love you.
And
by
she had
the-
to use both hands. No.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Also, congratulations to your wife.
Who's in the dressing room, by the way?
So wait, I have this question though. So
Yes,
when
what's
you
your
get terrified,
question?
when you get terrified,
Yes.
you say I love you? That's
Well, I was on camera.
okay, I just feel like there's a lot of therapy in this. When you get terrified, you just reach, I love you.
Well,
like it's like,
you know, what's interesting is when you verbalize an emotion, your body
Changes.
Your body
Alters, yeah.
reacts to what you're verbalizing.
Yeah.
So if you say, I'm afraid, your body instinctively goes
Yeah.
back. So if you say, I love you, so now we know that this is more friendly than this. Oh my God, Kelly Clarkson, she's going to ask me a question.
yeah.
It's
Or
not a
just
good
say,
attitude.
I love you.
Oh,
Yeah.
Kelly, I love you too.
What a sweet voice, too. So you love, we showed a picture of you on a horse. So you love horses and you're very much
I've
into horse
got
therapy.
dogs and horses and
Yeah.
children.
Yeah. All the same. Yeah. No, but you've been a part of an organization for years that deals with horse therapy, right?
I have a charity called the Hollywood Charity Horse Show. I put on every year for the last 35 years. We've raised $500,000 a year. Doesn't sound like a great deal, but over 35 years, many millions of dollars going to horse therapy, hippotherapy it's called, for children who suffer from speech and physical impediments, and veterans coming back from the wars suffer the same
PTSD.
kinds of things. So those charities that do that, we benefit. The Hollywood Charity Horse Show, which is I'm going to put on another June 1st.
Yeah.
And go to my website and see about it. Also, a contribution is going to be made by this Antarctic voyage I'm taking. It's open to the public, so go to my website.
Have you ever been to Antarctica? Have you ever done
No,
that?
it's a voyage of exploration. It's
That's insanely cool.
Kelly, come with us.
I would love to. They actually, I was asked one time to do it and
Christmas
I couldn't.
week. Kelly,
That's a rough week to
Kelly.
make happen.
Kelly, come to the
I know, I really do.
Kelly,
I'm so.
come to the
Wait,
Antarctic.
but I love you.